Hello, everybody. This is Amber, host of the Yams Talk Show. It is about 6:59 today on November the 8th here in Cordova, Tennessee. We're about to have a real important conversation today. We're talking about anxiety and depression and the benefits of medical marijuana, you guys. As you know, most of you guys know, I'm currently battling depression right now. This is the most severe bout that I've had. I had a real bad bout 2 years ago this same time. It looks like every 2 years it kind of attacks my life for some reason. So I have with me some guests today that we're going to show you what depression looks like. It looks like you, it looks like me, it looks like us, it looks like we. I have two guests today that I'm going to have on the show. One, her name is Amiri. She is a college student who is majoring in psychology. She's going to talk to us about what she's learned about depression and the mind, how it works, and her bouts that she's had sometimes with depression. I also have with me a very dear friend and family member, SHARON GOODLOE. She's going to talk about her bouts with depression, and we're going to share our experience and what depression is, how it looks, how it makes us feel, and how medical marijuana, quote CBD or marijuana, weed, Mary Jane, all the street names. We're going to talk about it, you guys. But before we get started, I'm going to give people the opportunity to sign on. As I always do, we're going to listen to some music. I'm going to listen to my nephew, B.A. Barber. He has a song that kind of puts us in the vibe of this conversation. It's called the theme song. We're going to listen to that for about 3 minutes. Give people the opportunity to sign on. It's very mellow. Come on over, SHARON. I'm gonna bring SHARON over first, and then I'll bring Amiri. I'll bring you on afterwards. Come on over. This is our nephew. Come on over, SHARON.
You don't like the show, change the channel. This for my smokers and tokens. There's a demand that you can roll up and ride to. Now sit back, relax, step aside and very cash. Through this wonderland, I'm already designed to take your mind. Place that is in the peace, that knows my peeps. Find in between that sweet swisher. But I prefer the papers, cause I love the sound of flavor when I taste it.
Oh, okay.
And it's always so blazing. Like my complexion, but you smell it, how it's Asian. Smell nothing but perfection when I'm inhaling the fragrance. The only question is how because last night I was 16 as we passed the moon. The grass and
this is our theme song from B.A. Barber, guys. Divine Diamonds.
And I can't really think of a better place to be to sing my theme song. Cause the world don't really need another theme song. But I don't care cause this right here, this be my theme song. This be my theme song.
He's on iTunes, Spotify, Apple.
But I don't care cause this right here, this be my theme song. This be my
This is my nice buddy.
the world don't really need another theme song.
We don't need another theme song.
This is my party and I'll do what I want. Everybody's invited as long as they bring some.
Hi, Diane.
This is strictly who like to keep it chill and just roll up a few when the day is through. Inhale the best and blow that stress up off your chest. But ain't no babysitting, homie, pass it to the left or whoever's next. So we done on best of rotation. Got many more to smoke, you want this roach to go and take it.
Please share this video, you guys.
Another dance of amazing and how I'm feeling right now. I think I might just have to face it. They get higher than a UFO. So you with me, chalk your lighters up across the globe. This heaven knows. In this universe, we fought them alone. Maybe that's why her angel said they can't stop playing this song. She from, cause the world don't really need another piece.
I hadn't even heard this. On my playlist. So you submit.
Theme song. This be my theme song. The world don't really need another theme song. But I don't care cause this right here, this be my theme song. This be my theme song. This be my vibe. My vibe.
My vibe.
This be my vibe. This be my vibe.
All right now. That was B.A. Barber, you guys, my nephew.
I think J. Cole said it best, man.
Him. I always like
it's beauty in the struggle. So appreciate the hard times.
This is snoozing.
Yeah.
We're gonna listen to one more song by B.A. Barber.
Keep on snoring. By the time you wake up, I'll be balling like Michael Jordan. Never give up on my dreams, cause they too important. Don't nobody believe in you till you go to show. So keep on snoring, sweet dreams, keep on snoring. While I'm grinding till I'm balling like a Michael Jordan. Keep on snoring, only keep on snoring. Your dreams come true when you believe in good and work to show it. Your dreams come true when you believe in good and work to show it. They gon' talk about you.
Listen to those words, y'all.
Spending your time on your grind is a wiser investment. Bet on yourself and you gon' gamble and stack up your blessings. I know my work that ain't got time for nobody to waste it. Rather than trying than to sit around broken complaining. Can't be complacent, man. I'm just chasing my destiny.
Snooze it.
Nobody
likes to talk so nobody.
Give attention to things like vision, cause they can see the places left out to take us. Yeah, me and my team, but the joints feel love on the scene. Spreading my wings so far, the niggas don't think it's a bird, it's a plane, and realize it's me. If you sleeping on me now, then homie, keep on snoring. By the time you wake up, I'll be balling like Michael Jordan. Never give up on my dreams, cause they too important. Don't nobody believe in you till you go to show. So keep on snoring, sweet dreams, homie, keep on snoring. While I'm grinding till I'm balling like a Michael Jordan. Yeah, keep on snoring, homie, keep on snoring. Your dreams come true when you believe in good and work to show it. Focus on what I love and what is best for me. So I ain't got time for your bad vibes or negative energy. Please step away from me. I don't need nobody who hated my company. Only the real reside in this country. No limit soldiers like Master P. See, I'm chasing dreams like Billy from Philly, from Memphis to Egypt. I swear they gon' feel me. Energy up and I'm vibrating higher. Manifest of what I need to say. How could I not get back into inside? I'm dripping in blessings. I'm fresh out the shine. So gotta go to shine brighter than lights. Letting my light illuminate the night. So I never let nobody tell me what I can or can't do, cause my destiny not in their hands. The truth is everybody knows. We'll see you win. But the minute you they'll become your biggest fans. If you sleeping on me now, then homie, keep on snoring. By the time you wake up, I'll be balling like Michael Jordan. Never give up on my dreams, cause they too important.
Never give up on your dreams,
until you go to show. So keep on snoring, sweet dreams, homie, keep on snoring. While I'm grinding till I'm balling like a Michael Jordan. Yeah, keep on snoring, homie, keep on snoring. Your dreams come true when you believe in good and work to show it.
All right now. All righty. That was B.A. Barber, aka my nephew, our nephew, Brennan Austin, who is a local. I can't even say here, right? He's just an entrepreneur. He does everything. Yeah. He has a CD called the Divine Nine. I had him on last year at the debut. Oh, okay. And jamming. You guys listen and support his music, you guys. He has some very conscious rap, conscious conversations in his themes in his music, you guys. That was Snoozing that we just listened to. Again, welcome. This is Amphra, host of the Yams Talk Show. We are live here in Memphis, Tennessee, in the suburb of Cordova. I'm having the show today about depression. This is my second show about depression. 2 years ago, I was at a bout really bad around this time of the year, believe it or not. I currently am off on short-term disability because of a culmination of everything this year. Yeah. You know, we were working 12-hour days, 6 days a week. My dad got sick, coronavirus, and my dad died. I just hit a brick wall about a month ago at work. Thought I was having a heart attack.
Yeah, that's the way it feels.
My arm started hurting. My neck felt like pressure points right here. My heart racing. I left work because I thought I was having a heart attack because I have high blood pressure, number one. Can't sleep. I hadn't slept in months. You know, that ain't just insomnia, which most of us have.
Yeah,
do you have insomnia?
Yeah, but mine is menopause.
Yeah, mine didn't happen to menopause. Yeah, those hormonal changes. So I was diagnosed clinically depressed with clinical depression back in 2003 at the start of what I now know as perimenopause. What happens before you go into menopause.
Yes.
We won't talk nothing about that.
Exactly.
And this is Sharon Goodloe, you guys. Good friend, good family friend, just, well, about 30 years now, probably at least. And she's on today because I wanted you guys to see that this is what depression looks like. It looks like everyday people, everyday women, not just the people on the street that look thrown away or on drugs. They're battling some form of depression too, I now understand, or mental illness. And we look at when people say mental illness as crazy, you know, that people made that choice to live like that. Some may have, but most don't. That's true. You know, they don't. And so I wanted you guys to see these two beautiful Black women sitting right here have the courage to show you what the face of depression looks like. It does not look like what you think it looks like. It looks like everyday people, whether there be bouts of depression because something traumatic happened, you know, like death, sudden death, or some tragedy or illness, you get diagnosed with something. Most people who get diagnosed with any disease, the first reaction is depression. To find out this news that something has affected my health. So it is you, it is me. I have been on and off of so many medications. Pharmaceuticals. Pharmaceuticals since 2003. I've been on Cymbalta, Trintellix. I can't think of the other.
Wellbutrin.
I haven't done
Celexa.
Yeah, I think Celexa they had me on. What is that, that's what you tried?
I use Celexa.
You're on Selectra now?
Yeah, a low dose
Selectra. Celexa. I've been on some generic ones because the different health insurances that I've been on won't pay for the brand names. They want you to pay for the generic kind. And I just want you guys to know that depression is caused by a chemical imbalance in your brain. Hormonal imbalances. So for me, it was the combination of the hormones changing in my body. Estrogen, loss of estrogen, of course. And aging. All of those things combined, there's a chemical called serotonin in the brain that keeps everything balanced. When all of that gets out of balance, you guys, then that's what makes us function, what makes us get up in the morning, what makes us think the way we think and do the things we do. It's not just pushing yourself, it's the chemical, biological, and physical changes that are happening internally that nobody can see. Exactly. People just label you, she crazy, something happened to her. Just get over it. You know. Did you experience all that?
Yes.
When did you start battling depression? Your first time?
The first time was in 1992.
1992, 28 years ago.
I had a son that passed. I had a newborn.
Speak up just a
I
little.
had a newborn to die.
Yep.
And
a few days.
And he was a day old.
Okay.
And so, because it was a traumatic experience, because it was like a perfect storm of the wrong thing going on, meaning my doctor, my OBGYN was out of town. I had this condition which caused my blood pressure to go sky high and gestational diabetes. And also I had this rash, it was called PUPS, it was an acronym. And essentially
PUPS?
Yes. And really what it was is a situation where my pregnancy hormones, I was allergic to my pregnancy hormones. And so I broke out in these blistery bumps and lips. And so it caused my pressure to go up and I was just miserable. I was itching. I had bumps and rashes from my scalp of my head down to between the toes, between my toes. It was everywhere. They would burst, they were blistery, they were wet.
And this is while you were pregnant?
While I was pregnant. And so it happened in around my 7th or 8th month, and then it would just progress and was work crazy. And so when I was just had nowhere to turn, so I called my doctor, and they had an online on-call doctor. Online meaning? It was like somebody telephone. Telephone. I had to call them, and what happened was they told me to come in. They came up. They said, your pressure is too high. We need to take this baby. So we're going to try to induce.
How many months were you?
I was 9 months. They induced the labor, and it was just just a perfect storm of the wrong thing,
Yes.
doing the wrong thing.
Yes.
Because I had a previous C-section,
Yeah.
I was supposed to be a VBAC.
What's a VBAC?
Which is a vaginal birth after
Okay.
cesarean.
Okay, yeah.
So I wanted to try that because my first cesarean was an emergency, and it was a vertical C-section.
Yeah.
It was from the top to the
That's what I
bottom,
got,
up
yeah.
and down.
Yeah.
And it was horrible because it was an emergency. I was
Yeah.
6.5 months pregnant and went into labor
With your first child.
with my first son.
Yeah.
And so he was born, and he was in the hospital for 31 days, and I was in the hospital for 9 days,
Okay.
5 of which was in ICU.
Wow.
So they already
So
told
at
us-
this time, you in 1992, then when this happened, you were in your 20s.
yeah, I was 28.
So your first kind of bout with depression was in your 20s.
Yeah, I was 28
After
years
a
old.
traumatic experience,
Yes.
which can cause anybody to go into a battle,
Yeah.
a bout or episode is what they call it.
And
now.
that's exactly what happened. And after my son died, after only being alive for 1 day, and they called me down and had me to come see this baby.
Yeah.
And the first time I held him was the last time I held him.
Wow.
So he died in my arms. And so
Wow.
that was very traumatic for
Yes.
me. It was like I did not understand.
Yes.
It was like a series of just trauma.
Yes.
And after that day, it was like nobody wanted to talk to me.
Yeah.
None of the doctors wanted to talk
Wow.
to me.
They had nothing. They didn't know what to say. Probably.
Yeah, because there was a lot of things they did wrong. They
Yeah.
made me have an 8-pound baby. And
Wow.
weighing only 110 pounds.
Wow.
And was supposed to
So you
try
gave
to
vaginal birth.
vaginal birth
Okay.
to an 8-pound baby.
Yeah.
And then he died. And so because he had meconium in his lungs, and
Okay.
it destroyed his lungs.
Oh wow.
And when that happened, because they had broke the water early and
Yeah.
he had nothing, it was
Yeah.
like, and meconium is like a thick, the
Uh-huh.
first bowel movement, it's
Uh-huh.
a thick tar-like
Uh-huh.
substance,
Uh-huh.
and it got in his lungs and it killed him.
Wow.
And so I went home after that, and I got in the bed and I never got up. And every time I tried, it was like I couldn't.
Yeah.
I could not get up. And I had one son who
Yeah.
was like 6 years old at the time,
Yeah.
and I was still unable to mother him
Yeah.
because I was so much in deep depression. And pain and trauma of it all, because I could not believe this is happening to me.
That's traumatic. That's very traumatic in that any loss of a child at any age.
Yeah,
Number one.
exactly.
And it was what was going through your body that caused this birth.
Yes.
You know, so I get that. So did they diagnose you at that time with depression?
Only after about, my husband said, Sharon, you have to get up out of this bed. You have to come take care of your son.
Yeah.
We still have a child, and you still have to be his mother.
Yeah.
He needs you.
Yeah.
And he said, so you need to get some help. So of course, my gynecologist, Dr. Gayden, God
Uh-huh.
rest his soul, was
Uh-huh.
the best gynecologist and obstetrician I'd ever had.
Yeah.
I love him so. He's
Yeah.
passed on. However, he said, look, I'm going to give you somebody to go to see,
Okay.
because
Somebody like a therapist?
yeah,
Okay.
a therapist. It's
Okay.
a therapist, a Dr. Black. He was
Okay.
a psychiatrist.
Psychiatrist.
He said,
okay.
you need more than just
Yeah.
a psychologist.
Yeah.
You need a psychiatrist just in case you might need some medication.
Yeah.
Because I would
Yeah.
just cry.
Yeah.
I would go into his office and cry.
Yes.
I cried all the
Yes.
time. I mean, I would literally just cry for no reason,
Yeah.
looking at Pampers
Yes.
commercials,
Yes.
just burst into tears.
Yes.
Seeing the baby bed and seeing the nursery when you
Yes.
get back home, and
Yes.
just having
All these reminders
yes,
that you've lost.
because this is preparation.
Yes.
My husband and I had prepared to have this baby for 2 years,
Yeah.
paying off bills, making
Yeah.
sure that if I wanted to stay at home,
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah.
So we had preparation was what we did.
Yeah.
So when I saw that I couldn't mother my son, that was the impetus I needed
Yeah.
to go to see someone
Okay.
about my mental health, because I said, okay, I am crazy, because
But you weren't crazy.
but those were the
That's-
words.
those
That
are
was
the
the only
words.
words I had
Yeah.
to explain
Because
what was going
you're
on.
not yourself. And what I want to just tell people is some of the signs of depression. She just says she went to bed. And that's not like you just went to bed and got a good night's
Exactly.
sleep. She couldn't get out the bed.
Could not.
You don't want to live, you guys. And so some of the symptoms, the ongoing symptoms or the beginning symptoms are you have low energy.
Exactly.
not just physical energy, mental
Your spirit.
energy, spiritual energy.
Exactly.
You do not want to get up out the bed. You do not want to use the bathroom.
Exactly.
You do not want to take a
shower.
bath.
Oh my
You
God.
do not want to comb your hair.
Yeah.
You do not want to brush your teeth. You don't want to let the sunlight in
Exactly.
in your home. You
have-
are dark. It is a place of darkness that you can't even. It don't get that dark when you turn out all the lights.
It's like you're in a hole.
You know, hole. You feel
cave.
stuck.
Yeah.
And
you
you
see
don't
no
know.
light.
Yes, and you don't know. And for me, if a positive thought comes to my mind, something instantly says, "Nah, you don't need to do that. No, you don't want to." Or I need to make some decisions. Part of my depression is indecisiveness.
Yes.
You know, I'll just eat a cracker instead of fixing me something to eat.
Loss of appetite or eating too much.
Yes.
Eating too much of the wrong things.
Foods. Yeah.
But I couldn't eat. I literally could not eat.
Yes.
Like it would get stuck in
Oh,
my
wow.
throat.
Wow.
Could not let it, couldn't swallow, like literally. And,
Yes.
and so once I started seeing the doctor, he gave me medication. Then I tried to use not only the medication, I was on lithium. That's a strong,
That's what they say.
very
I haven't gotten no
strong-
lithium. Yeah.
I was so sick that I was using lithium, Wellbutrin.
Yeah.
I was using several different types of antidepressants and mixing it with alcohol, trying to feel better,
trying to numb yourself,
trying to numb myself from the
Yeah.
pain so that I could take care of this child.
Yes.
Because my son was 6 years old, God bless him, he would come in and say, "But mommy, I love you." He
Yeah.
would just get in bed with me
Yeah.
and I would just cry.
Yeah.
And he would cry. And
Yeah.
I didn't
Wow.
want him to see that.
Yeah.
But I had nothing, but I know that I did not have the words, I did not have
Yeah.
the tools necessary to do what
To-
I needed to do to help myself
Or
to
help
help
him.
him.
Or to help him, because it is a feeling for me, it's honestly, this sounds crazy. It's like something else took over and I'm not
Exactly.
myself anymore.
Exactly.
None of the natural attributes of who I am, it's like they die. They
Exactly.
hide or go
Exactly.
away. And the person you see in the mirror, you know that's not you.
Exactly.
You know something else has taken over, and it ain't nothing evil spirit, it ain't no devil, it ain't none of that.
And I had people come in and pray over me.
Yeah.
My
Pray it away. You can't pray it away.
I was trying to drink it away.
Yeah.
I tried to do any and everything.
Yeah.
And so
Did you ever have suicidal thoughts?
oh, definitely, positively. Like, I mean, I took something, okay, I don't know. And I told my doctor, I said, "Dr. Black, I really don't think I want to go on. I can't do this."
Yeah.
So I took, like I said, and I had what I feel is a spiritual
Awakening? Okay.
What happened was I said, "God, if you're God,
Yeah.
you'll take me away from here because I don't feel well.
Yeah.
I'm going to take all these antidepressants." And I took the lithium. I took, like, I think I had 4 left. And
Wow.
I took the Wellbutrin
You took them all at one time?
all at one time.
Wow.
And then I took Tylenol
Yeah.
and the ibuprofen.
Yeah.
And then I washed it down. I had a bottle of wine.
Wow.
I went to sleep.
Yeah. So that's
And
suicide.
I woke up throwing up
Yeah. Your body rejected
and
it.
rejected it.
Yeah.
And I was sick. I was like, and I was angry at God because I was like, really?
Why did you
This what you
do
gonna do? I did not tell you. See, I knew you weren't God. You know, it was that type of
Yeah, I
thing.
got
You're trying to bargain with me,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
take me away from this
Yeah,
pain.
because
if
the
you're God.
pain, I've never been shot or anything like that, but the pain of depression is a different type of pain.
It's a different kind of pain.
Because I don't look sick. Now, I've never been suicidal,
Yeah, definitely.
but I have been, especially when my mama died and I was in Detroit, I had a really bad bout because I was alone up there, and it was just I had a bad bout. But I felt like even last year or 2 years ago when I had a bad bout, I feel like I could go to sleep and it's okay. I would clean my house up. It's like, okay, so when they find me in the morning, it's gonna be clean. I felt like not taking anything, or definitely not shooting myself, that or nothing like that. But I felt like it's okay. Just let me sleep and go to sleep and go on and never wake up, and I ain't gotta deal with this no more, and I ain't gotta try to explain why. But part of my depression too, you guys, is because of stress. I have high stressful jobs for 40 years. I have plantation stress. That's what I call it.
I understand.
Working on a fucking plantation.
Exactly.
I done been on about 40 plantations in 40 years.
No, I got you. I understand.
So working for somebody else, knowing that I have this other calling in my life and trying to make one sustain me where I can get off the plantation, it has caused a lot of stress because I go there, I'm a boss and I got to go act like an employee.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so part of it's stress, and I was diagnosed with high blood pressure 3 years ago. My depression has gotten so bad that when I would go to the manicure, get a manicure, they said, relax your hand. I'm like, it is relaxed.
Exactly.
That's how stressed
exactly.
I am.
Exactly the same thing with my nails technicians. They would say, relax. I said,
relax. I was like, no, you know, like, yes, I am. I'm that tight and tense.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
From stressful jobs. And most of us have, I don't care what we do, it's stress.
Societal stress.
It is societal stress.
And then another thing a lot of people don't get, it's like I saw Van Johnson, he's the commentator.
Oh, Van Jones?
Van Jones, that's his name. Van Jones, he was the commentator at CNN, and he was crying, letting the emotion that came from the election. Even those things affect my depression or affects my psyche on a regular basis.
Yes.
And what's been going on with the election?
That's I can watch that.
I would like turn it on CNN and then turn
it off.
off.
That's what I had to do. Yeah, I had to do that
too because I didn't want to trigger anything.
Yeah.
And because I know I would go to bed.
Yeah.
I would go to bed when I feel overwhelmed by the world.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know, you want to make sure that your home is a refuge for an unkind world.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's what I try to make sure that my home life is like, because I know that that's what I need. I need to be able to feel comfort, safety, and security at home. Yeah,
and that's how I feel, you guys, because and we're talking about, this is all talking about depression and anxiety, which are caused by stress.
Yes.
And there are so many different types of stresses. You have the job stress, family stress, financial stress people go through, stresses in their family with parents sick or kids or whatever the case may be. And television stimulates stress.
Yes.
So I try to watch things that have nothing to do with politics or religion or the current happenings. I don't watch the news. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, man, if they had watched the news, I know it was storming in the morning.
Yeah.
But I don't really watch the news because that last thing, when you see that before you go to, all that's in your psyche, your mind can't rest. Then you have anxiety.
Can't turn your brain off at night when you go to sleep. When you're talking about somebody of my age, range, you understand that you have menopausal symptoms that also are clashing with the regular stress of life. Yes. You cannot get away from stress.
You cannot. And so then it gets in my psyche. So then Cameron, he joined the military. I was like, oh, I'm never watching the news no more. Oh. you know, all the war stuff going on.
Worry about your baby.
World, things like that. So all of that is a combination. I didn't ask for this. Yeah. You didn't ask for this. No. People don't just say, oh, I want me some depression. Or people say, just get over it, get on up. Because Cameron, he don't even understand. Well, Mom, when I'm stressed and depressed, I just deal with it. Well, I'm saying, well, motherfucker, what you think I've been trying to do? That's how I talk for it. Yes. You know, if I could just get up and get over it, I would. Exactly. But I cannot. And I this whole year, I've been seeing it coming. When I look back on pictures earlier in January, I debuted Yams with a live studio audience. Yes. Sold out. Yeah. 3 or 4 shows. Then the corona, you know, hit. But when I look back at my pictures, I see it in my eyes.
Yes. You know.
I see it. Nobody else knows. I see it. And I felt it easing up because at the time I was working all those hours trying to do this, get a show, live studio audience and all that kind of stuff. My dad got sick. And so it wasn't like I just woke up a month ago and had a panic attack. Of course, this had been culminating. Yes. To this. It was coming to a peak. And I had been trying to fight it and fight it and fight it. I couldn't fight no more. So a month ago, I was at work, you guys, and it was for me. Part of it in depression and anxiety is you become so irritable. I do. Yeah. Noises, people talking. It was like that day, the tone of their voices. I could hear everything, and my arms started to hurt me. Like I said, like pressure points back here, my neck, and my heart was racing. I got up and told them I had to leave. I felt like I was having a heart attack.
Yes.
I wasn't having a heart attack. I know that that's what's called a panic attack. I had heard of panic attacks, but I had no idea what it is.
Exactly. And I went to the emergency room one time about having a panic attack. This was like 2012.
Okay. 8 years ago.
I could not believe when I got there, and I was like, I think I'm having a heart attack. And we're like, what? I said, I think I'm having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And I felt so stupid afterwards when I said, oh no, we checked, you're not having a cardiac arrest.
Yeah.
You're not having any kind of cardiac issues.
Now, do you have high blood pressure?
I have high blood pressure. So I thought, I'm probably having a heart attack.
Yeah.
And
You never had one, so how do you know?
my chest was pounding fast. I
Yeah.
was sweating, but I was cool to the touch. My
Yeah.
hands got clammy and cold.
Yeah.
I was clutching my chest and my heart. I just felt like I was dying.
Yes,
I thought I was
that's how
dying.
I felt that.
And
too.
I was afraid. And I couldn't believe, and I felt so stupid afterwards when they said, oh, you're probably just having a panic attack.
Yeah.
And they were like, but your heartbeat is really, really fast.
Yeah, mine was
and,
too.
and your pressure is up.
Yep. Yeah.
And I was like, I think my pressure was like 170 over 200.
Wow, that's high.
It was very high.
That's threatening a stroke.
Exactly.
Nothing else. Yeah.
Exactly. But the time I did have a stroke,
Yeah.
I didn't feel anything.
Yeah. Oh, you've had.
I
Yeah.
have.
You sure
Yeah.
did.
So I did have a stroke, but I am much better now. Another thing is I'm blessed, and I can continuously say that I'm abundantly blessed because I still have my faculties about myself.
Yes.
And the only residual effects of the stroke has been I walk a little bit different.
Okay.
My diction in my words and my
Yeah.
lisp that I had as
Yeah.
a child has come back.
Yeah.
I can tell a lot of people who don't know me
Don't know that.
don't know
So I
it,
didn't know
but
that.
I know it.
You
I
can
know,
feel it.
I can feel it, and
Yeah.
I know in the way I speak now.
Yeah.
It's not as well as
Yeah.
it used to be able. And
Yeah.
sometimes I have to think about what I'm about to say
Yeah.
to be able to get
Yeah.
the words out correctly and
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do understand about the anxiety. I've only had like 3 panic attacks, but the bouts of depression,
Yes.
they send me to the bed, and I have
Yes.
to get in the bed, and I have to be there for a few days and I just go through the motions
Yes.
till I can get
Till you
myself
get yourself
together.
And I call it. They're calling it episodes. I call it
exactly.
bouts.
It's like episodes.
It's an episode I'm having right. I'm off work right now in short-term disability because I had this panic attack.
Well, I congratulate you for taking, the time that you needed to self-care. For self-care.
Self-care. And I told my doctor, if you send me back right away, I'm gonna be re-injured.
I was feeling homicidal
Yeah.
at my job, and I had a corporate job at International Paper, and I started to feel homicidal.
Yes.
Not just
I
suicidal.
know, that's the first time I got diagnosed. They says, "Are you feeling suicide?" I said, "Oh no, I'm feeling homicidal. I'm gonna go up there and blow that bitch up." That's what I feel.
Because
like.
corporate America could be,
yes,
eat a dog eat dog world. I mean,
so,
seriously.
So what brings us now, you guys, that we're going to talk about is some of the remedies or cures or medicines naturally that's helping us. And I'm going to bring over to my next guest who I had on the poster. I just met her last week. Her name is Amiriah. She's a young girl talking about depression and majoring in oh God, I lost the word. Psychology, to talk about the mind and how it works, because part of the conversation today, we talked about some of the medicines that the doctors, all that they do since 2003 when I was first diagnosed, they just write scripts. They just, let's try this milligram, go up on this milligram, or try this new one, or put you on this, and let's do this. They really don't even look me in the face, honestly. Yeah. It's just write a script. I was like, it's not working. And so part of what the I can never say that word. The drugs, psychotropic drugs do, is you could say to me, Afra, your house is on fire. And I'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah. No, girl, your house is on fire. I'll get to it tomorrow.
Exactly.
It's like there's no urgency. I'm too not myself. So I keep telling the doctor it's not working. Well, let's try another brand.
Yes.
Let's up the milligrams or lower the milligram, the dosage, or blah, blah, blah. There's never any suggestions about meditation, marijuana, you know.
I tried everything.
And so that brings us to this part in this segment of the show where we're going to talk about, as I bring Amiriah on to give us a little bit, because she's learning about the mind and how it works. And her bouts as a young, because when I was 20-something, I didn't know nothing about depression. My mom would go to bed for a few days, and I'm sure she had bouts of depression, but it was never
Nobody ever talked about it. Same thing. I saw that in my grandmother. She would go to bed. And I think I did not have the words and I did not know how to articulate and understand what was going on. But looking back in retrospect, my grandmother was having bouts of depression. And she would go to bed for a few days, 2 or 3 days, and then she'll get back up and be her normal self
again. And so we all have spells, bouts of things that happen that make us, you can lose your job and get depressed.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Can
be in a car wreck or whatever the case may be. It's always typically something dramatic, but the grander scheme of depression is the chemical imbalances in your brain, the natural changes. As women, we have more depression than men do because of the hormonal changes that happens to us as we age.
Yes.
As we lose estrogen.
And menstruation.
Yes.
That PMS is not something that we made up.
No, it's not.
PMS, menopausal symptoms, all the
hormonal imbalances.
Exactly.
Hormonal weight gain. Exactly. That's why I can't lose weight, because the hormones control your weight.
Exactly.
You know, and that imbalance causes so many different things. I've been studying a lot of it. I'm going to have some more shows on it. But what we're going to talk about right now is I bring Amiriah over here. You can sit right here. Now we're going to try to fit her in. She's so little. Come on over, Amiriah. See if you can fit in the middle here. I'm going to slide on down a little bit. Come on over. This beautiful young lady, you guys. See if we can all fit in here. See if it'll get us out here. Welcome, Amiriah. I just need you to talk up a little bit here. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger here. I just met her last week, you guys. I did a photo shoot with my nephew. There you go. Let's see if we're all in. This beautiful young lady, you guys. Let's see if we can all fit in here. Let me try to see out here. Okay, yeah, we're come on. Can you come on over this way a little bit.
Okay.
So Sharon can come on over.
Okay.
I met her last week, you guys, at a photo shoot that I did. I'm going to be on the cover of a new magazine coming up in when is going to be debuted? January. And I met her at a photo shoot with my nephew, and it was like looking in the mirror, mentally and spiritually. She kept saying, "I feel like I'm talking to a younger version of myself, an older version of myself." But I found out that she is majoring in
psychology. Well, I actually already obtained my degree in psychology.
And psychology. Tell us what psychology is.
So it's basically just like the study of like human behavior.
Human behavior. And what makes us behave the way we do.
Right.
And is depression one of the topics that you learned about?
Of course.
Okay.
Along with a lot of other things as well.
Okay.
And anxiety.
Anxiety.
Of course. Most of the time it kind of collides into one
It does.
another.
It's always anxiety and depression.
Right.
Anxiety is when you're feeling anxious, your heart is beating fast, your mind won't quit racing about whatever, and you just feel nervous.
Right.
You know, it's like a nervous energy, and nothing has to happen like, you know, the trigger. It could just happen when you wake up.
Right.
And so what made you major in this field?
Actually, I've always been interested in it. A part of it comes from like the human service side.
Okay.
Like I have a passion for wanting to help people.
Okay.
But also like when I started college, I actually majored in biology.
Okay.
But then I took an intro to psychology.
Okay.
I took an intro to psychology course. And at the time I was actually like having a depressive episode myself.
Okay.
So I became really interested in it to kind of learn about what I was experiencing
Okay.
myself and ways that I could deal with it and
Okay.
things of that nature.
Okay. And so I brought you on, you guys, because the main thing I wanted to talk about was marijuana and depression.
Yeah.
Because just recently, 2 weeks ago now, I've been on CBD products. I told my doctor I was not taking any more of the antidepressants because I don't like the way it makes me feel. I need to be active. I need my mind to be alert. I don't need you to tell me my house is on fire. And I said, oh, okay.
Right.
You know, that's not who I am. I need to get some things done, all these projects, and I'm just around the house just blah. I'm not anxious.
Yeah.
I'm getting up, but I ain't doing nothing.
Right.
And so I told her that I was taking CBD oil. One of my family members who has rheumatoid arthritis and a lot of medical issues takes it, her and her husband. And they've been telling me about it, actually. And I went to them and said, okay, I'm ready to learn. And so she gave me a bottle of CBD oil that she got from Vegas, where they at one of the dispensaries.
I'm very familiar.
Okay. Plant organic hemp. Well, first of all, I started taking hemp. I should have brought my packet over here. I've been on hemp seeds now since June.
Oh.
Put them in smoothies and green in my food. They have actually helped me to sleep better.
Okay.
And they help a lot. I still do those. Those hemp seeds, you can put them in, sprinkle them in your food, make smoothies or whatever. They're wonderful.
I need something a little strong.
I know you do. I know. But I didn't know, you guys, because here's the thing about Mary J for me, and I have to be honest. Up until 2 weeks ago, they say never say never. That was one of my never. I'm never gonna fuck with, excuse me.
Same thing. Same thing with me. No, I'm never gonna do that.
I'm never gonna do that. Because all I knew of it was that the high part.
Or it was an illicit drug.
Yes.
You're thinking the illicit part.
Yeah. And you go to jail, you can't get a job.
Exactly.
I'm gonna be able to pass my drug test. That's the best test. That's the only test I feel like you should be able to pass no matter what.
Exactly.
So I did have all of the stereotypical things about it. And I didn't like the way it smelled. In high school, I had the opportunity to do it. Everybody did, but I didn't do it in high school because I'm a germaphobe and I'm not finna puff and pass.
Exactly.
And then you pass it to me.
And it's the lips on it as well. Oh my God. No,
So,
I don't know where your lips have been.
Yeah. The germaphobe as a young girl would not allow me to puff pass. And even today, if I start smoking it, I'm gonna be smoking my own shit, okay?
I'm on my own cigarette.
Yeah.
You remember I told you, we went to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
I had my own.
Yeah, and so, but all the negative and like you said, illicit part that the government
and our parents,
it has such and then just the way I saw people actually act when they get high.
Exactly.
I didn't want to be that girl.
Exactly.
And I've been labeled, oh, you think you too good, oh, she did this and that.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't that I thought I was too good, but I just knew that I'm just not that girl.
Yeah.
And if I did get high, like I said, I'm rolling my own joint.
Exactly.
I ain't passing it to nobody.
Exactly.
Puff pass.
I don't want your lips on my.
I don't share. Even with my boyfriend I've had, I don't drink behind him. I don't drink behind my children, my child.
I drink behind my husband.
But y'all got that relationship. But me, I ain't had.
But I don't. My kids, no thanks.
I don't know where they been. Yeah. And so I'm a germaphobe. I was like, I could do this, but you can't. And you ain't gonna stand in my face and blow no smoke up my nose. I just want that.
It makes you want gross. It's gross.
Yeah.
Gross.
So I'm a germaphobe in that sense. Okay. But however, now that I'm learning, thank God for the information age where you can now do your own research on everything.
Yes.
And my research on depression, I give it to Snoop Dogg because he has never backed down from the benefits of marijuana. From 187 when he first came out in the 90s or late 80s or whatever. And we didn't understand it. So I got on some CBD oil 2 weeks ago. And from the first look, this is just some oil that you put in a droplet that I've been doing. Put it under my tongue.
Yeah.
30 seconds and my heart immediately calmed down. And this is the CBD oil. There are different types. One is full spectrum, which has the THC in it. And the THC is the kind that gets you high.
That's what I like.
And that's what Sharon takes.
That's what helps me.
And that's probably what I'm gonna end up on too.
Because
tell us about it.
I found that
You do CBD oil? Or what
I've done the CBD oil. I bought, look, $500 worth.
Yes, I need this picture real good. Lean in.
Okay, $500 worth of CBD oil products. And
Okay.
the lotions and the
All kind of stuff they
the
got.
hemp seeds and
Yes.
stuff to put in your smoothies.
Yes.
And I've even gotten the tea. None of that has really helped me.
Okay.
But what has helped me is the real deal THC.
THC. Okay. And I may have to go there too.
Because with menopausal symptoms, and I suffered for 7 years with menopausal symptoms.
Yep.
Insomnia, irritability,
Yep.
depression,
Yep.
angry for no reason.
Yes.
Little things that I'm like, that should not
Yes.
make me, somebody ate the last of my frosted flakes and I lose my mind. Or you literally took the mail that I like. And I cursed everybody out.
Yes.
You ate the last of the food that I had that I thought I was gonna get. You drank the last Coke.
Yes.
I will kill you. You know, that type of
Yeah.
thing. And
Just a little small
Yeah.
things that shouldn't even matter.
for 7 years, and then I
Yes.
had the hot flashes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the insomnia, the hot flashes, and the irritability. I finally had to go in and break down, and it was my kids who said, "Mom, I know you don't want to do this the
Yeah.
weed, but
Yeah.
you need to try this." And
Yeah.
I said, "I don't want to smoke. I don't like the smell of it.
Yeah.
I'm not a smoker. I've
Yeah.
never smoked cigarettes or anything. I'm not
Yeah.
a smoker."
Yeah.
And they gave me some candy,
Yeah.
some gummies.
Lean in.
The gummies.
Yeah. She started out gummies with THC.
Gummies with
Okay.
THC.
Okay.
Once I've tried all the hemp and all the
Different
CBD and
yeah.
all of that, then I found it and it helped. When I went to
You did a
Paris,
gummy with your first thing was a gummy with
gummy,
THC. Okay.
yeah, with
An
THC.
edible is what they call
edibles.
them.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was in Vegas and then I was in Colorado first. My
Okay.
son used to live in Denver.
Okay.
And it was like you went into a
Yeah.
store like you were going
Yeah.
to like a
Like a
snack
shopping
store.
center.
Like, yeah, it was just like a
Convenience
normal
store.
Yeah, it was like a convenience store. It was like I thought it was gonna be, very scary
Yeah.
and very like
Yeah, everybody drugged up or whatever.
Yeah,
like a crack house.
but it was very clean.
Very
And
clean
it was
and
like going
organized.
to
Yes.
it was very nice. And so we went in and I was like, I got chocolates and I
Yeah.
got all kinds of candy bars and
Yes.
gummies and I
Yes.
had hard candy.
Yes.
And I was like, oh wow. And I used it and
And what was your first sense of how you felt? Did you sleep better right
oh
away?
my
or
God,
what?
I slept. I had no irritability. I had no hot flashes.
Wow.
When it lowered the magnitude of my hot flashes.
Wow.
And it lowered the number of hot flashes.
Wow.
So I didn't have as many hot flashes, nor the intensity was not as
Did you with the THC? The THC products are called full spectrum.
well. It worked for me.
It worked for you.
I promise you. And
Okay.
from then on, and I had the tea and I had the candy and I just did it all. And I was just a better person.
Yes.
And along with I had
Did
low
you feel
dose
high?
estrogen. I
Do you feel
felt like you would if you've had a few glasses of wine.
wine or something?
Like
Just look,
3
yeah,
glasses
relax.
of wine. Relax.
Okay.
And I never wanted to get really, really crazy with it.
Yeah.
And so I got to like the 400 milligrams,
Okay.
an hour activation.
Okay.
Now I think I'm a pro in edibles. And
So
so,
what
I
type
work
of
for
edibles do you
myself.
do now? Because she brought me today some nerves.
Yeah. 400 milligrams.
Some nerves, and you order these online?
No, dear.
Oh.
No, dear.
Okay. You have them delivered?
We're not going to discuss this.
Okay.
Dear.
Okay. Well, they were properly packaged and stuff.
Yes.
You know.
And what has happened is a lot of
Oh,
these
ain't nothing in it though.
candies.
Oh, it's in the bottom.
A lot of these candies have
Okay.
these candy companies have paid. They're paid.
Yeah.
They are being paid to be able to
Yeah.
use their products
Products, yeah.
because it's a lot of money in it.
Oh,
Think
okay.
about how
I'm
much
gonna try
money
one
that
tonight.
think about how much money that Denver, Colorado. Well,
Yes.
all of Colorado has
Yes.
made billions of dollars
Yes.
because it's very much taxed. It's very regulated,
Yeah.
and they're have been able to get out of debt
Yeah.
because of the THC
Yeah.
and the weed and marijuana
Well,
sales.
it's a growing business. Mike Tyson has a farm, I think, in
Yes.
Denver. Snoop got his own line.
I've
Steve
invested.
Harvey got his own line.
I invested. Yes, I did. Because, seriously, you think about
Yeah.
the entrepreneurship. I've already got the spirit. I
Yeah.
already have a couple of companies.
You do.
So
Why
I'm
not?
always looking for another revenue stream. And if it's something that
Yes,
I
I think
think
it's
that
good.
it helped me and
Yes.
it's regulated
Yes.
and I can make it legally, I
Yes.
can make money legally.
Yes.
And it's good for people who choose to try it. Now I do low dose estrogen
Yeah.
for the menopause
Yeah.
and the depression. And I also, I do 10 milligrams
Uh,
of estrogen because it helps replace some, not all of it.
Yeah.
It's just 10 milligrams, and I use 10 milligrams
Yeah.
of Celexa. That has helped. That has helped me.
Okay.
And then and when I feel like I need something else,
Mm-hmm.
instead of having my dosage of my medication
Yeah.
going up,
Yeah.
I would rather use the THC.
Yes.
So that's what I do, and I just pop in a gummy or put on a hard candy,
Yeah.
and I'm fine. I have like I said, I still have hot flashes occasionally,
Yeah.
but they're not as intense
Okay.
and they're not as frequent.
Okay.
So I went 3 weeks after having THC for the first time.
Uh-huh.
3 weeks, no hot flashes.
Wow.
None.
Well, I'm probably going to graduate to it because I don't plan on hopefully being back on any of the antidepressants. I may have to,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna try all the weed I can.
I promise you, I'm a new person.
And I told my my job that I want it in my file in
Mhm.
case they do a random drug test.
Like I don't encourage anybody who has to go work for
Yeah.
other people who still do
Yeah.
random drug
Drug
tests.
tests,
Do
yeah.
not use the THC.
Yeah.
It will come
It
out
will
and
show.
it will show up, and they sometimes take your hair.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
and plus we live in a state, Tennessee, where marijuana is not legal.
it's not legal. Also,
Yeah,
it has
the
been
THC
it has been decriminalized
Yeah.
in Memphis, but it's not legal.
Yeah, we do have CBD stores
Dispensaries,
everywhere.
they're getting ready for legal weed. It's
Yeah.
really what these dispensaries
Yeah.
you're seeing popping up everywhere.
Yeah,
The reason is because when THC is being
Legalized,
they are ready to go.
they're ready to go.
Yes.
Because what I feel, you guys, just 2 weeks on it, and like I said, I just been doing the little CBD oil where you just put a droplet. This is empty because I hit it so
every
much.
time you need it.
Yeah, and you can carry it with you. I just put a little bit under my tongue twice a day or 3 times, or however many. This one here was only a few milligrams. I feel better. This is 300 milligrams that I've been taking. I also got some bath bombs.
Oh yes, I love those.
Oh my God, you guys.
I have bath bombs too, but I have the real thing.
Yeah. Well, these have the real thing there too.
Okay?
THC.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
took a bath in some THC bath bombs, you guys, and I had to wake myself up. I was snoring so hard. I was like, who is that?
But did you sleep well?
I slept well.
Yes.
And so my doctor, I'm going to be off for another month. To get some consistency and feeling better
Yes.
and everything, because I don't want to be re-traumatized because I'm going to go back into a very stressful job.
Yeah.
Probably going to have 3,000 emails when I get back.
I'd like to ask
Uh-huh.
Maria,
Uh-huh.
what did you all learn
Yeah, that's
in
a,
school about
about-
the THC, or if anything?
anything
Well, they don't teach
Sure
you
don't.
things
about
like,
nature.
right? About the using THC or the CBD oil, because it's kind of new. It's a new thing.
Yeah.
So
What about holistic ways?
Yeah, well, holistic practices of medicines at all.
they don't.
They don't.
They
That's
teach you to do things like, get counseling,
Yeah.
to go see a doctor if you have clinical depression, because sometimes you may have like situational depression.
Yes.
It may not be
Yeah.
clinical necessarily.
Exactly.
But they tell you to do things like that and try to do things that stimulate your mind, like meditating
Yeah.
and things of that nature, but
Yeah.
they don't really say much about
See, my doctor told me the same thing. My doctor, who was an LPN, that's what you go see now. You don't even see a doctor anymore.
Right.
You know. an LP. She told me that they don't study anything about anything natural.
No,
It's all about pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
So she just couldn't give me no clue about CBD or any other natural remedy. It's about their job is to study science and pharmaceuticals.
Right.
And so they've taken natural healing out of the healthcare system.
Yes.
Even something as simple as going to see a chiropractor. Most health insurances will not pay for that.
Yes.
To line your body back up, but they'll give you a prescription, some oxycodone for some pain, but they won't let you see a chiropractor to get your body aligned, you know, and those type of things. So we're being ripped off from the healthcare system, which I hope Joe Biden does something about, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
You know, because the pharmaceutical companies control our lives.
Yes.
The doctors cannot. I'm just now getting approved for short-term disability. I just got my first check. I've been off a month. The bureaucracy of the doctor signing off, going back to the third-party insurance people, and some clerks got to read over my file, even the doctors had said all these things, and then they got approved. It's just a back and forth thing. And I told them, I said, when a person is sick, they don't want to go through all this shit.
Exactly.
You know, back and forth, back and forth. The
Right.
doctor said one thing, but you know, the insurance people are saying so. This has been I done cussed more in this month than I done cussed them.
I know it's like that sometimes. Yeah, it's like that.
You know,
sometimes.
because I don't trust the doctors, number one,
Mhm.
because they just want to give you pharmaceuticals, and then have to battle with the third party health insurance that's handling your claim, when just a clerk at a call center is going to make a decision whether she approves what the doctor said or not. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it is indeed.
You know, someone in a call center
Yeah.
is going to determine to approve what the doctor.
You have
said.
to be your own.
You have to be your own health advocate, and that's what I've been this last month. And even demanding that I be off another month because I'm not ready.
Exactly.
I look like it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here doing this show once
know
a week
what?
for 1 hour, but for 1 hour out of a week, I've been in the bed the most of the time.
But you know what people see when they see depression is what they think they see when they see depression is not us. When you see the makeup and you see that we're looking good,
And
we
we
have
can
our dress
smile.
on, we
Yes.
can smile, or we can do our job.
Yes,
That's all they see.
That's
They
all
don't
they see.
understand that that's a mask.
it is.
It's a
Say it,
mask.
Sharon. It's a mask. And it took just for me to get dressed. I haven't told you, I just got up before y'all came.
Yes.
But I went to the gym because I swimming, and I don't technically swim, but I work out in the pool because it's therapeutic for me
Yes.
to get and relax in the water and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
I had to make myself do that.
Yes.
And so it doesn't, the whole premise of today's show is to bring awareness to depression and anxiety and an alternative, which is marijuana, medical marijuana, and to show people that it's just not the people sleeping on the streets. They have mental illness too.
Yes.
There's nothing to be ashamed of because you are going through something. The shame is not to do anything about it.
Exactly, because you want to hide. You
Yeah.
want to hide. You want to
Yes.
hide in that dark room.
Yes.
You don't want to admit that
Yeah.
you are struggling.
Yeah,
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle. That's what I keep telling my son. It is a struggle. 2 years ago, when I went through this last episode before now, in 2018, I did not leave the house for 2 or 3 weeks. I didn't tell nobody. You know, I was off work already, crazy job I had. So no one really knew what I was going through. I did not see the sun. I didn't open the doors, the blinds, and I open the blinds time I get up in the morning. You know,
That's very telling, because we know you. We know that Amphra, just like myself, we have a very gregarious attitude and personality. We're outgoing. We love to have a good time. We love to laugh and talk.
Yes.
We love to be a part of the world.
Yes.
We like to get out there and do things.
Yes.
We like to dance. We
Yes,
like
for
to, we
fun.
like to have fun. We like to go
Social.
bowling. We like to be very social. We're very social people.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to explain to people who know us and strangers that, hey, not with your personality, not you.
Not you. Yes.
You're
me.
depressed. Depressed
Yes.
about what?
Yeah.
You have it going on and you have it together.
Yeah.
No.
It's hard to get out the bed. It's hard to take a bath, comb your hair.
Exactly.
The simple little things.
Grooming.
You don't want to do any of that. And I used to walk 5 miles every morning, but when you having a bout with depression, it seems like 5 miles just to walk from the bed to the bathroom.
Yes.
You feel overwhelmed with everything you do. I try to keep projects in small, do things a little at a time, because you tell me I got to sweep, mop, vacuum, do the kitchen, that's too much. I'm going to bed.
Exactly.
You feel overwhelmed
and worried.
And I don't watch the news. I will wake up in the morning and be like, God, it's raining. Well, if I had watched the news, I would know that, but I don't, because the news always leads in with that music, and it causes me anxiety. Like something's happened. There's always somebody that's shot and killed on the freeway, breaking all that.
Make me my heart break.
You know,
breaking news, especially if it's something about a child that's been hurt.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
It does. It affects me differently, worse than what you would think, especially when I don't know the people.
Yes.
But I would cry like
yes,
I knew
like
them.
you knew them. Yeah. I couldn't keep up with all that was going on with Kobe in January that happened. I could not tune in. Not that I didn't care.
Yeah.
You know, that was
But it was too much.
It was too much. Every time you turn on TV, everybody want to talk about it. I cannot talk about sad, traumatic things over and over again because it stays in my psyche.
Exactly.
I internalize
Exactly.
other people's problems and situations. And so then sometimes I need somebody to talk to. And when I do call most people and I'm like, you busy? And they'll say, no, give me a bucket chicken on such and such or whatever case may be.
Yeah.
People don't want to listen to me. I listen to everybody.
Right.
You know?
It's especially hard for people who, like myself, in my family, I am the fixer.
Yes.
Right. You have a problem?
Yes.
I fix
You
it.
fix it. So you internalize what they got going on.
And I fix it.
And you try to fix it.
Even if I tell you what to do and you do what you do opposite of what I tell you, and then I still have to fix it.
Yeah.
So I'm the fixer. I'm the person they come to for everything. I'm the attorney. I'm the counselor. I'm the banker. You know, I'm the loan officer.
That's the truth. What I had to realize is, hi, Alonzo. This is happy belated birthday. What I had to realize is I'm not Superwoman.
Right.
I don't have an S on my chest.
You definitely have to create boundaries.
Yes.
Like taking on other people's stress.
Yes.
To make sure stress goes down.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah. And so what are some of the things you've learned then? Tell us. What, because I know you told me you want to do your own you're going back to school so you can get your, what is it?
I want to get a PhD in school psychology.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So that you can have your own practice.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. And in that practice, you know, from what you've learned, hi everybody, hi Alonzo. Are you going to help people naturally, give them alternatives? What's your, right now, because you're still young, what is your objective to go into this business to help people? How do you want to help them?
Well, my whole thing is that, and see, with school psychology, it really focuses on like behavioral disabilities or like learning disabilities and things of that nature.
Yeah.
And so, I guess it just comes back from that stigma, because you know there's a stigma with mental health.
It is in our neighborhood. Yes, it is.
And they want to do things like prescribe medication when really sometimes people may need like something to help you.
You may need that, yes.
But you also need to like express yourself or find ways to kind of like relieve that pressure on yourself.
Yeah.
So for me, I would like to like focus in on like people, because a lot of times, like you said, when you were talking earlier, when you go to the doctor, you're talking, they don't really focus on what's going on. Nope. And even like with counseling, sometimes they don't focus on what's going on. Yeah. So
I'm in therapy right now.
Right. And I want to like focus on the person itself.
The person.
Right.
Who are you?
Not the case.
Not the case and the condition.
Right.
Because I've been in therapy now on Monday nights, Zoom. Which I like the fact that I got to leave home. But when I get off my therapy session with my counselor, I feel like, did she help me or I helped her?
Right.
I'm not lying to you.
I'm just saying.
I feel like I did more listening to her. Yeah. Because that is my gift. Yeah. I do get that.
You definitely are.
I get that. But I'm like, well, she's supposed to be helping me.
Yeah.
And see, with therapy, most of it is like it's like designed to kind of like promote self-realization or self-actualization. So like you're able to like speak to them and be like, hey, I have this problem, but this is how I'm going to solve it, or this is how I got here, and things of that nature. So that's why I say it's important to, you may need medication, but you also need to be able to speak about it.
Yes. And so for those of you who are battling depression, don't be ashamed of it. Don't let the stigma make you suffer in silence.
Right.
You know, you're not crazy. You're not a lunatic. You're not imagining things. But it's going to get worse if you do nothing. So you got to find out. The best thing that I can give as advice for me battling is I was already very conscious and open-minded to things, and willing to teach and learn and research for myself as opposed to just popping pills.
Right.
But you got to do something for you, because it will kill you. It will kill you. If it doesn't kill you physically, it's going to kill you mentally and spiritually, which you're going to be dead anyway, because it's going to take all the joy from your life.
Right.
All the things, one of the things that I hate, I used to read 2-3 books a week because that was my passion. I love to read. So part of depression is it takes away the things you enjoy.
It does.
You know, you enjoy your family. I enjoy my family. My family be like, oh, I can't take all that noise. I ain't coming. You know how we do.
It's a gaggle of y'all.
And we always
but you have a great time.
And so I had a good time with my family last week, and they was like, whatever you smoking, keep smoking. That's what Junior told me. I don't know what kind of CBD, BBD you doing, but whatever you do, because I participated. I sat through the whole thing, played cards, had fun, kids ripping and running, all that noise would be like, oh, y'all, I gotta go. But I've been taking the CBD oil, and it just helped me to be myself. It calmed me down. My heart wasn't racing. The noise didn't get to me. Because you know how kids ripping and running. I'm like, stop, sit down, leave it alone.
Oh, y'all too loud.
Yeah, it's too loud. And so I have hypersensitivity to noise. I didn't have that last week. And I had only been on a week at the time. And so I'm saying to you, ask yourself the question, are you being yourself? You know what self loves, what you love to do. You know, if you like to get up in the morning, I'm a person who likes to go out in the backyard and sit in my patio. I ain't been out there this year. That's a sign. You know,
it is. Anything that you used to love to do, and you don't like to do it anymore.
That is a sign, you guys. Look at the love that's coming across here. That's some people listening. Hi, Gloria. She says, hi, ladies, enjoying the show. V-Law says, good discussion. I use CBD regularly. Yes, V-Law. She's from Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
I like the oils and the lotions. I like those.
Yes. And so it's the government, our federal government, pulled another one on us. Lie. When this particular product, marijuana, has so many healing properties. Cat Williams, to me, said it best in one of his stand-ups. He said that, you know, if you're not getting high, something wrong with you. He said, it's just a plant. It just grow that way.
It's from the Lord.
It's natural. And if you light it up, it's only going to make you feel happy, healthy, and hungry.
It doesn't make you want to fight. It doesn't make you want to
kill nobody. You never heard nobody rob a bank because they want to smoke some dope. It just
if they got some dope on hand, they got some other stuff too.
They got some other hard stuff. You don't get drunk driving. You know, you may be a little buzzed or whatever, but it does not make you this criminal.
Yeah, and if you think about it, you have to think about the fact that marijuana, even though it's illegal in a few states now, and legal in a lot of states. I think we have about 12 states that it's legal in now. It's still federally illegal. There's federal laws against marijuana. There is no federal legalization of marijuana.
For the whole country.
Federally. So when they usually use the illicit drugs and laws federally to get you for other things.
So
that's why they're still on the the books. So
Books,
they
okay.
can still be arrested. You can
Ah.
still be prosecuted
Yeah.
for having used marijuana,
Or
for
having
buying
some, yes.
marijuana, for selling
Yeah.
marijuana, because it's still illegal federally.
Yeah.
In some states,
Yes.
it is legal, but if they ever wanted to prosecute you for some stuff,
Okay.
they can do so federally.
Yeah. And what I read about that and saw in this documentary, it's a fabulous documentary on Netflix. Because part of marijuana and the making it criminalized is because it increased the mass incarceration.
Yeah, I wish now that we have a new president, I would
Yes.
hope that since people who have not done anything violent,
Yes.
but was selling marijuana
Or
or using
got caught
marijuana,
some with a ounce or two. Yeah.
I really want them to let these people out of
Let
jail.
the people out of jail.
Let them out of jail
Yes.
for marijuana sales.
Yes.
I
But
understand if you were
Yeah,
selling crack or
drugs,
heroin
yes.
or something, I understand.
yes.
Or you kill somebody, you're a
Yes.
drug buyer or something,
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
You need to probably stay there
Yeah.
until you
Yeah.
paid your dues.
Yeah.
But with regard to marijuana,
Yeah.
I think especially when we have so many states that
Yes.
have legalized it,
Yes.
I think they should.
Arkansas has
proactively-
legalized it. Which right across the
yeah,
bridge.
yeah, exactly.
And so, but marijuana was used by the federal government to increase mass incarceration.
Yes.
That's why when a black or brown person get caught with an ounce of marijuana, they get 10 years,
It's ridiculous.
20 years,
It's
but you can go kill somebody and be out in 2 or 3.
That's ridiculous.
So it is part of the mass incarceration. Hi, Gloria. She says, hi, Amber and guests. Do you use the same CBD oil for different illnesses? Now, let me tell you about CBD oil, you guys. And it's on my flyer that I put. Google it, number one. But that's a good question, Gloria, because it is good for pain,
Yes.
for arthritis, fibromyalgia,
Yeah.
rheumatoid
Yeah,
arthritis.
yeah.
It is good for epilepsy. It is good for any type of pain or swelling. Gout. It is good for gout.
Anything that makes
Makes
you feel bad,
Painful wise. I'm telling you guys.
degenerative diseases.
Yes.
You know, the athletes, professional athletes, love to use THC
THC.
and CBD
Yeah.
because it gives them relief from pain.
All the pains. If your joints are aching, inflammation,
yes.
you guys, I'm telling you, my arm hurts, my back. I ate some turkey last week. I cooked me some. I can't eat red meat.
Yes.
I'm not totally vegetarian. Probably never will be. But I had some turkey last week and some pinto beans.
Probably because as we get older, we can't
We
process
can't process
it.
My toe, my
And
foot
that's
started hurting, and I knew there was gout because I hadn't had it. And I took me some CBD oil. You know, I had some BBD a few months ago, some big black dick, but that didn't work. That was a drink, okay? Some wrong. But CBD, and I'm telling you, the pain went away. So Gloria, whatever pains you are having, and Gloria, you live right out here by me. There's a CBD store right on Kirby Whitney Stage, is where I went and bought my next bottle of CBD oil. It's like $35 for 400 milligrams. It is good for pain.
Yes.
It is so good for pain, headaches, all of that, you guys. So I'm saying to you, whatever your ailment is, of course, I had a honest conversation with my doctor and said, I took my CBD oil to the doctor.
Yeah.
And said, I'm not taking the medication you prescribed me. And her advice to me off the record was, do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Do that.
My dentist and my doctor, they're like, whatever works for you, you know, in
Yes.
moderation, anything
Yes.
works, whatever
Yes.
works for you.
Yeah. And I'm going to try some THC because I may still have to one day take some pharmaceuticals. I'm hoping not.
But low doses
may help me. But right now, what I've had was 10 milligrams of either Cymbalta, generic, or the Trintellix.
Mm-hmm.
And it did calm the anxiety.
Yeah.
But like I said, you could say your house is on fire, and I'd be like, oh, okay. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
You can't tell nobody their house on fire, and they say, oh, I'll get to it tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know.
I get you. But it's a calming effect.
It's a calming effect. Let's read Cameron Yancey. I know who he is. The Crime Bill of 1994 by Joe Biden and supported by African Americans religious leaders during that time period and 10 mayors. I don't know what the rest of that is, Cameron. But he's talking about the crime bill, I guess, for drugs. He gave us a website to go to. Thank you, Cameron.
Thanks, Cameron.
Gloria says, I've been researching it for my nephew who has been diagnosed with epilepsy. Yes, it is good for epilepsy. I researched that too. It says that it's good for it. I bought him a bottle and he was afraid to use it. Wow.
Oh,
I get it.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing about it is, what are the side effects? For me, calm, peaceful sleep, relaxation, and no pain.
Exactly.
Aspirin never made me that calm.
You know, I have bad cramps because I have cysts on my ovaries.
Okay.
My God, I feel like I'm in labor,
Wow.
like I'm having a baby.
Yes.
And just have me a little piece of gummy or
Yeah.
a piece of chocolate.
Yeah.
And in about 45 minutes, I'm feeling fine.
Yeah.
I still have the pain, but it's very
It's
tolerable pain.
Yeah.
It's like
It's
the
not
kind,
that.
it's not like that pain that makes you want to stab yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's that type of calmness.
Yeah.
And like, and all is well, and
Yeah.
I can tolerate this, and I can deal with this type of pain. It's not the pain that's off the chart.
Yeah.
It's like a 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I got it. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I can still clean up.
Yes.
I can still, you know, go
Yes.
about my business.
Yeah. And so the other side effect or symptom, I should say, of depression is, you know, trying to get things done, you know, small things. Like I said, cleaning up, things you love to do. Those are symptoms of depression. If you feel like you can't get up out the bed and you're not hurt, you're not sick, you know, like upset stomach and just something natural, ask yourself why you don't feel like getting out the bed, because it is not natural for any human being to stay in the bed all day if nothing is wrong with them,
Exactly.
physically or mentally.
For 2 or 3 days.
Yeah, for 2 or 3
for a
days.
week.
And you don't feel like talking to nobody, you don't want to see nobody, you are withdrawn and you feel sadness. You don't even know why you're feeling sad.
And sometimes you have no words to tell them what's wrong.
Yes, what's
you
wrong.
can't tell them what's wrong.
And you're very irritable. Get out of here. Leave me alone. You don't want to. Sometimes you can look at the phone, know it's ringing. You don't want to even talk on the phone.
I turn my phone off.
You're not yourself.
Yeah.
It's nothing to be ashamed of. And if you have family and friends and coworkers and people that you feel that are going to talk about you, so what? They're going to talk about you even if you don't tell them. I don't know what's wrong with her. She, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
You got to take self-control of your life and your health.
Yeah.
And I'm just telling you and sharing my journey with depression because for me, it helps me to talk about it.
Yes.
Telling people that I battle depression, I don't care about the stigma. It is real.
Yes, it is.
It is real. I know so many people. I put a flyer out there asking people to come on the show and talk about it because I do know so many people who personally battle depression. And Sharon was the only one that said, I'll do it. I mean, she just said, oh no, she got here, she was early. And it wasn't me pressuring anybody to come on.
No.
It was at your own free will.
Yeah.
But because of the stigma, and didn't want to be labeled or want people to know that they battle it because it's called mental illness. Right. Mental illness is no more than your sick stomach or upset stomach. It's an illness that can be treated and cured and maintained properly, but you have to acknowledge, like alcohol, you have to acknowledge there's a problem before anything can be done about it.
I had to explain it to my family, my children, and my husband like this. If your arm is broken, are you going to just let your arm be broken?
Yes.
Are you going to go get some help for that broken arm?
Yes.
Are you going to try to take care of that broken arm? Are you going to just leave it broken?
Yes.
And you're in pain?
Yes.
And make it worse?
Yes.
Because not attending to a broken arm will make it worse.
Sharon. Right.
So you have to attend to an illness which happens to be in the brain.
Yes.
Your brain is not working properly.
Yes.
So you need to get help.
Right. And nothing will work properly if your brain is not working.
Say
That
it.
controls your
whole body.
Exactly.
Your brain is like the central processing unit of your computer.
Right.
It is your brain works when you are sleeping.
Right.
It never quits. So if there's a malfunction in it, then it's a malfunction in your whole body.
Exactly.
And so it is just a mental illness. It's no more than a flu, a pandemic, or whatever. It is something that you can't see is the problem. We're very visual people.
Right.
So we want to see the broken arm.
Exactly. We want to see the broken heart.
Yeah.
It's more than just a broken hearted
Yes.
person. My
Yes.
heart might be broken, but it may not be broken for what you think it is.
Yes.
It may not be broken from any current trauma or
Yes.
situation.
Yes.
That means my mind is broken.
Yes.
Right now, I'm having
Yeah.
a hormonal imbalance.
Yes.
And so I'm clinically depressed.
Yes.
And I have episodes of clinical depression,
Yes.
which I have to tend to
Yes.
just as well as I would
Yes.
a broken arm.
Uh-huh.
Or you tend to a cold.
Yes. And one of the other symptoms there, what I've learned now, I was diagnosed clinical depressed in 2003. And now it's more like bipolar depression.
Mhm.
And so there are many forms of depression. Clinical depression is one thing.
Right.
And that's what I was diagnosed initially because I was just having anxiety and insomnia and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Now I'm bipolar depression because you have those, I can feel like I can accomplish the world. I got so many
Highs,
goals.
right.
I'm gonna do this. I'm
So
gonna
you
do
have a
that,
bit
do that, do that.
episode.
And then tomorrow I jump off a mountain and can't get up. I can't get up.
Well,
It's
Marty
extreme.
could probably explain it to us better.
Yeah.
From
So
psychology.
tell us about bipolar depression.
Right. So based upon what you were explaining, it sounds like you're having manic episodes,
Mhm.
which is common in like any old mental illness.
Uh-huh.
Like where you just go on and on
Yeah.
and on and on.
You can
And
accomplish all these things.
Right.
You have all
And
these
then you-
goals. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that.
so you're like really high, and then
Yeah.
you come down to like a
You
low
crash.
low.
Yeah.
Right.
High highs and low
and
lows.
Lola, and then the next day I can't get out of bed.
Right.
And so what I'm learning, what I now know in retrospect, when I was my son's father, he was like that. Nobody knew what was wrong with him, because he'd be high one day, and I don't mean high from just that in
Right.
that manic mode.
Very
Right.
happy.
And then just crash and
energy.
become a demon,
Right.
want to fight and beat me up and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Just I thought I was dealing with two personalities.
Right.
They were so opposite.
Yes.
Right.
Back in the day, they called it manic depression. Manic depression, I think it was.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Now it's been relabeled called bipolar depression,
Right.
where you feel really high and really happy and really outgoing. And it's like you jump off a mountain and it's like two different personalities,
Yes.
honestly,
Yes.
within a person. It's not that multi-personality syndrome, which is real too.
Right.
Yes.
People do have, I think I do have like 2 or 3 personalities.
Yes.
There's Ann and Afra. And so I'm not ashamed of it anymore, you guys. I'm not a bad person. I'm not a criminal or any of that type of thing. I don't mind speaking out about it, being the face of depression. Sharon's come on the show. We look like everyday Black women, or everyday women, or everyday people. And I would venture to say a room full of people at work, at a classroom, at church, or in society, in a room full of people, I would be willing to say at least 40 to 50% of those people have some form of depression
Yes.
at some time. And if you have not, keep on living.
Yes, exactly.
Keep on living. Because when you label people and you make them people on the outside, be careful of the words you use when you talk to people, because some people can have depression so bad that your criticism of them, why don't you just ... can make them become suicidal.
Mhm.
I have not been suicidal. I've been homicidal on the job, whatever. But your words can crush someone battling depression so bad that it could either make them homicidal or suicidal or both.
Yeah, sometimes you need this. This
Yeah.
is what I suggest. When you think that your friend, your mom,
Yeah.
your sister, your neighbor, your coworker is going through some things, they're exhibiting signs of closed offness.
Yes,
They want to withdraw
withdrawal. Mhm.
from the world. They
Yeah.
don't want to participate. They don't want to go to lunch with
Yeah.
you. They just can't wait for the day to be over
Yeah.
so they can get home.
Yeah.
I suggest that you say, I don't know what you're going through,
Yes.
but I'm here for you.
Yes.
I can listen to you.
Call me.
I-
Talk to me. Let
yeah.
me come over.
You
Something.
just say I'm here.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
I can't do anything for you, but listen to you.
Yes.
That's what I can do.
Yes.
But if there's anything I can do for you, I will pray with you. I will
Yes.
talk to you. I will hold your hand.
Yes.
We can discuss
Yes.
things. You can vent if that's what you
Yes.
need.
Yes.
Sometimes it's only a person to just come sit with you.
Yes. Yeah, some company is what I
Just
keep
come
telling people.
sit with you.
Check on me.
Yeah. And now that Ann has said that, you
Uh-huh.
know, because I know that I don't like to be checked on.
Uh-huh.
My depression makes
Yeah.
me I need to be alone.
Alone, yeah. See, I live alone. See, that's my biggest problem.
I like to be left
Just
alone.
Yeah.
I don't come in my room.
Yeah.
Don't offer me
Yeah.
anything to eat or drink. I want you to leave because
Yeah.
all you do is annoy me more,
Okay.
and it makes me more irritable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I know. I'm
That's
trying
the
to get
trigger,
self-help.
yes.
I need to be alone.
Yeah.
But
And see, I'm alone all the time. I mean, my therapist, we talked about this on Monday. Because I am a loner. I really do like being alone.
yeah, I call myself a social loner.
Yeah, because I got people say, you live by yourself. I told my neighbor this just a few months ago. Like, how do you live by yourself? I said, I'm not alone. I read. I have books.
Exactly.
You know, but in depression, I don't want to do those things.
Exactly.
And so being alone for me works against me because I'm thinking I'm fine because I'm home alone, but I ain't opened the door, I ain't took a bath, I ain't combed my hair.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
I have to realize, no, this is deeper than being alone now.
Exactly.
So when I get out and socialize some, it gives me a sense of that social connectedness. You know what I mean? I need that.
Helps your well-being.
Yeah, help my well-being because I realize, okay, now you've been alone. This is more than just being alone because I do like living alone.
Yeah.
You know, but being alone and living alone really are two different things.
That's true.
Because you can live with someone and still be alone.
Yeah.
You know,
Feel alone.
feel alone is what I'm saying. So you have to know depression is going to require anybody or life period to have self-inventory.
Yes.
Of who you are, what things you like, what makes you happy. And if you're not in that happy zone, find out what those triggers are. I know my triggers now, you know, when I can't clean up or I don't make my bed up every day, because those are some things that I do.
Yeah.
You know, even if I just pull the covers back, when I've gone 3 days and I haven't washed dishes and have to make myself want to take a bath in the mornings or at nighttime, those are warning signs. It don't just happen overnight.
Exactly. It creeps up
on you.
Like a thief in the night.
Yeah. And so then you neglect it or you try to push through it. And what I had a month ago was a panic attack at work. I thought I was having a heart attack.
It's very much, it feels like somebody has your heart in a vice.
Yes. And the last thing I want to talk about, we went over, I knew we would, but this is a good conversation. Depression in kids. It's real.
We usually don't recognize it and we don't acknowledge it.
Listen to your kids. Watch their behavior. Because kids battle depression as much as, if not more, than adults do. And some of the depressions caused in kids, what I've learned and seen, is their home life.
Right.
Whatever the parenting situations may be. Kids get depressed when parents break up and split and divorce, and you know, some kids hate that when they see all the other sisters and brothers got mamas and daddies and they don't, and blah blah blah, and they internalize that, you guys. And so kids battle depression, and we want to beat them or whip them or lock them up or take toys from them, whatever, and they have greater issues going on.
Sometimes that acting out is depression.
Yes, it is.
That acting out is
Say that,
depression
Sharon.
sometimes. And that's the way it is. And we don't usually like to acknowledge it with children because you're just a kid.
You're just a
what
kid.
do you have to be depressed about?
You got everything, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So be careful what you say to your kids. Don't just talk to your kids. Listen to your children.
Right.
Their behavior is telling you how they feel.
And be nosy.
Yes.
Be nosy.
Say that.
Snoop.
Yes.
I will check and see. I will read diaries if that's what I need to do to make sure that my child is safe.
Yes.
Because another thing, when you have adolescents, they already, everything they feel is magnet. Is a huge magnitude. It's magnified.
Yes.
Because if I'm angry, I'm really, really angry.
Yes.
If I'm sad, I'm really, really sad. And that's hormonal as well.
Yes.
Because they're becoming young adults.
Because their hormones are changing.
Exactly.
And they're going into puberty, things are changing, their bodies is changing, they don't understand. and we just tell them to go to the room and shut up and sit down, that don't work. It didn't work in our day, honestly.
Exactly.
And so you have to listen to your kids, watch their behavior. They are trying to tell you something.
Right.
They don't know how to take, because I'm 59 and just learning how to talk about this subject and acknowledge that I have it. And kids today are depressed. They may have every toy, every game, and you spend all your money on them. But if you're not spending time with them, giving them your undivided attention and those type of things that don't cost money.
And sometimes you have to make them spend time with you
Yes.
and have undivided attention.
Yes.
And hold their hand.
Quality time.
They don't
with
want to
them.
hold your hand. Come on, let's go take a walk. And tell me about your life, what you want to do. What types of things do you
Yes.
like and dislike?
Yes.
What kinds of things have pissed you off this
Yes.
week?
Yes.
What kinds of things do people say to you at school?
Yes.
You know, you have to get into their brain.
You
have
do.
to
Their psyche. You do.
You have to look at their internet
Yes.
searches.
Yes.
And see what they're looking at on
Yes.
the internet. See what games they're playing.
Yes.
What are they doing? What's their social media look like?
Say that.
Because they sometimes have secret
Yes.
pages that you don't know
Yes.
anything about. They are a completely different person
Yes.
than you know them to be.
Yes.
I don't trust any teenagers completely.
Yes,
None,
right.
not
And then the
one.
other thing that the conversation that you need to have with your children is ask them how they feel about you.
Exactly.
Not the love necessarily.
Yeah.
Kids today, and even in my day, the parents' behavior, whatever it may be in relationships, if they watching mom and daddy go in and out of, from one relationship to another, or watching their mom being mistreated by different men in their lives, or the drugs and all of that, it is affecting your children, you guys. And children battle depression, but because we don't recognize it in them, then it goes on, they become teenagers, then they become violent, abusive men on alcohol or on drugs, when the root cause in their childhood went undiagnosed, unrecognized, unacknowledged.
Exactly.
And kids do battle depression. Kids are even battle depression when there's 3 or 4 kids and the middle child, that middle child syndrome is real, not get enough attention,
Or my sister had issues with the fact that every school we went to, I always made great straight A's, and she had to come behind me, and she didn't love school the way I love school, and she had issues because they expected her to perform
like you did,
like I did.
and she was performing at her level.
Exactly.
That's right. And so those things. So then, what happens when kids are depressed as kids? Because kids internalize everything.
Yes, we do.
Everything.
As kids, we do.
And then as they get older and it's undiagnosed and unrecognized and unacknowledged, and they've been acting out since they were kids, now they're adults and they still don't know what to do. This is when the violence happens, the drugs and addictions and the alcoholism and all the different things, because they're trying to overdose, if you will, or
they're trying to self-remedy.
Yes.
Remedies. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm going to use
because
this drug.
no one ever talked to them or told them that it's okay to talk to somebody. It's okay to express that you're feeling this kind of way or whatever.
That you're in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm in trouble.
Because we have this thing in the Black community that what goes on in this house stays in this house. So kids don't know to talk to somebody. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your teacher, tell your...
Especially Black boys. They have to be given permission to cry.
To
let
cry.
your heart break.
Yes.
If your heart is broken, it's okay to cry.
Yes.
And mommy is going to cry with you, baby.
Yes. Yes.
Till I can do something about it.
That's right. So let's be aware of depression. It's everywhere. It's in our community. It's in every community, in every family. But in the Black community, we've got to take the taboo labels off of it and say, it's here. It's always been here. And what can I do to recognize it in myself, in my children, in my family? And how can I be a catalyst? That's what I'm doing here by sharing and being transparent that I battle depression. It is real. I have to tell Cameron all the time, Cameron, you don't know what I don't share all the darkness.
Exactly.
But it's dark. I have had some days to where I just want to give up.
But I really commend you for taking the stigma away from, or at least trying to. Because some people are not they're gonna still say, oh girl, it's nothing.
Get over it,
you're fine.
Yeah.
And so I do commend you, and I do want to recognize the fact that you're saying, hey, try some things. Try some things other than pharmaceuticals.
The pharmaceuticals.
You know, try the CBD, try the
Yes.
THC if that's what you want
Yes.
to try. Just start it a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah.
to go full blown and
Yeah.
you know, to take everything at one time. But
Yes.
try a little bit of this or try a little
Yes.
bit of that. The meditation, the
Meditation, yoga.
whatever
Yes.
helps you. I use this app called Calm
Okay.
before I go to bed.
Oh,
Sometimes
yes.
I use that and I
Yes.
listen to the music.
Yes.
And I love thunderstorms.
Yes, and I've got every night.
I love thunderstorms. So I have a CD of a thunderstorm
Yes.
going on, and
Yes.
I have the beach
Yes.
sounds, and
Yeah.
and it's called, and I have like
I
a
do that
season
too.
and
Yes.
soundscapes
Yes.
and stuff like that help calm me.
Talk about it, Sharon.
I like candles.
Yes.
I love to light candles in my room and
Yes.
make everything smell good
Yes.
and look good, and
Yeah.
just I like to sleep pretty every night to help my mood.
Help
You
your
know, like
mood,
some
yes.
people take
I got you.
their pretty,
Yes.
you know, bedding
Yes.
off before. I know I sleep in it. You know,
Yeah.
they might get my stuff when I'm dead, but it will
I'm
be
used to when you get
That's right. I
Well,
use
you
it.
just made a good point on that too, Sharon, because insomnia is at the root cause of depression too, along with anxiety and
Yes.
things like that.
Yes.
So what I've learned to do, that Calm app, it's on your television on
Yeah.
Roku, but also you can go to YouTube or Google, whatever you got. I Google, go on YouTube. They got all kinds of calming music.
Yes, they do.
Thunderstorms with the dark screens.
Exactly.
I listen to the rain all night long. I wake up, want to get an umbrella. I'm like, dang, the sun's shining, because I've
Exactly.
listened to rain all
Exactly.
night long.
I listen to
It's calming.
alternative music.
Alternative
I use some
music.
spa music. you
Yes.
know. I listen to all of that.
Yes.
Whatever can help me with
Yes.
my moods.
Yes. And a long time ago, I learned to not watch the news right before you go to bed. Because like the 10 o'clock news, the late
Yeah.
night news and stuff like that, now news is 24/7.
Yeah.
But the last thing on your mind should not be that somebody just got shot and killed on 240 and whatever, you
Yeah,
know, saying,
exactly.
or a war just happened, or
Exactly.
all those things. Because even when you sleep with the television on, your mind, you'll become part of what's on television, because your mind never sleeps. Your body is what rests. Your spirit's still moving and is alive. So you have to make your life as calm as possible. There's stress techniques that I'm learning. I love to meditate. That's one of my key signs. When I don't want to get up and meditate in the morning, I've been meditating since like 1998. But when, like I said, it's something I love to do.
Yes.
And so meditation be like, depression be like, yeah, you don't feel like getting out of this bed, sitting on the floor, meditating. You know,
Exactly,
and you
yes.
talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
So this today's show, you guys, thank you guys for tuning in. Today's show is about being transparent, showing what the face of depression looks like, talking to this young lady right here who is going to school to try to learn more about our minds and how it operates and how she can help people in her profession and in our community. I think you're gonna do very well, Maria.
Yes. And she wants to help the children.
Children.
You want to concentrate on them.
It's because it starts there.
It
Yeah,
does start
it's out
there.
Yeah.
And the kids are playing all these violent games. That's going to play a part in their psyche. I don't care what nobody says.
I believe
Do
so.
you think so?
Yeah, I definitely do.
Yeah. That's all they do is play violent games. That cannot be healthy for anybody's mind.
No.
And so I do thank you guys. We've gone way over today. I don't know if I'll be back next week or not. My son and I were talking. We'll see. I may, because my doctor said I do need to be around family more and love or whatever this next month. I'm not really sure if I'm going to go visit him or not, because I'm trying to get better.
Yes.
I'm trying to get better. And the way to get better for me is to talk about it. And even the short-term disability people are going to try to, because I do this show once a week, but I had it written up in my documents that this is therapeutic for me.
Yes.
You know, to get on and talk and help and
Yes.
share what I'm going through. I've got to do that. When the show is over with every Sunday, I am high. I tell people I get high on Sundays
Yes.
because I feel
Yeah.
purposeful.
Yeah. I understand that. I get it.
You know. And so I cannot come on the show and tell you guys I'm feeling good when I'm not. I haven't been feeling good. No, my toe ain't been hurting or nothing like that. But mentally, I just have not been myself. My dad dying has taken a toll on my whole family.
The whole family.
The whole
I can
family
see
is
it.
bad,
Yes.
y'all. I asked you guys keep us lifted up because my sisters and my brothers, we got together last night to just talk about our dad, and we all talk. We need help. We are hurting.
Yes.
You know, we're lost in our lives without my dad. And so all of that is a combination. It's not just one thing happened. It's the combination of everything that I just had a panic attack. Just, you know, I wanted to give up, honestly.
I understand.
You know, I was like, Mom and Dad, I can't live without y'all.
I understand. I
You know.
understand.
So
Your anchors, both of them.
yeah, I'm lost.
Yeah.
And Saturdays and weekends are bad for me because that's when I want to spend time with my dad.
Well, I praise you for helping others and reaching out to your audience through your circumstance.
Yeah, thank you.
That takes a lot.
It does.
You know.
And I don't care what people think. That old saying, but grandmama used to just say what she wanted to say and didn't care what people think. I'm there now. I do think before I speak though. I don't hurt people with my words. I will if I have to, but I don't.
Yeah.
But I don't care what people say about me anymore. You can say I'm crazy. After she's crazy.
Mhm.
Okay, if I'm crazy for telling the truth, then yeah, I'm crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, if I'm crazy for sharing, being transparent to try to help somebody as I heal, then yeah, I'm crazy. What's crazy is to suffer in silence
Exactly.
and to pretend like everything is okay when it's not. It's not okay. It's not okay to be quiet, you
It's
guys.
not okay not to get any help.
No, it's not okay. You're only hurting yourself. So hopefully I may see you guys next week. I'll let you know. I'll put a flyer out. If not, I'll be back in December.
Okay.
You know, I'll just
Okay.
take the rest of the month off. I just got to say, I do want to do one more show. I wanted to talk about lupus. Because Black women, every time I turn around, there's a Black woman that's been diagnosed with lupus.
Yes.
It ain't no, there's something going on.
It's an autoimmune disease.
It's an autoimmune disease that my research, it comes down to because of the perms and the dyes that we use in our hair.
Oh. Okay.
Being absorbed into our bloodstream and coming out in all these forms. We're the only ones that the numbers are rising with lupus.
Oh. I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so I want to talk about that, but we'll see. I don't know yet. But thank you guys for tuning in. Please share this page share this conversation. I thank you guys. Thank you, Cameron from Alaska, for joining in. Gloria, Alonzo, Gloria, everybody for tuning in today. Please share this, and I will see you sometime soon. I just leave it like that. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Good night, you guys. Thank you, Amari. Thank you so much. Let's see.